Good morning, Year 6. So today we're going to be looking at arrays. Okay, so we're going to be looking at what they are and when we would use them. So first of all, let's have a think about what an array is. An array is when pictures or objects are put into rows and columns to help us count more efficiently. Okay, so it's similar to how we've been grouping our numbers when we've been looking at multiplication, when we've been looking at multiplication using pictures. An array is similar to how we've grouped them then. So, if we have a look here, this array shows 2 multiplied by 4. And it shows this because we have got 2 equal groups of 4. If we just have a look here, look, that's one group. Oops, and that's 2 groups. So in the group we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the second group, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it equates to 2 multiplied by 4, or 2 groups of 4. Okay, so can you see now it looks a little bit more like the pictures and things that we've been looking at over the past weeks? Okay, so that's all an array is. It's just a different way of representing your multiplication. So, how many rows are there here? And how many columns? Have a think. How many rows are there and how many columns? So remember, the rows go across and columns go down. So we have got 1, 2 columns, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. Okay, so our multiplication would be 2 groups of, or multiplied by, 5. Okay, because if we group them together in our columns, in our rows, we've got 1 group, 2 groups. Okay, how many rows are there here? How many columns? Have a think for a moment. Remember, your rows go across and your columns go down. Okay, so in our rows we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. In our rows we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, we've got 4 rows, remember, because they go across. So we've got 4 rows, and in each row we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've got 5 columns. So we would write it as 4 multiplied by 5, or 4 groups of 5. Because if we group them off, we've got 1 group here, 2 groups here, 3 groups here, and 4 groups here. And in each group we have got 5 counters. Okay, so we've got 4 groups of 5, or 4 multiplied by 5. Okay, so we can create 2 number sentences from a single array. So what number sentence would you create here? Pause the video and see if you can create me a number sentence. So your number sentence is like this. So I've created the number sentence 4 multiplied by 5 because I've got 4 rows and I've got 5 in each row. What number sentence would you create from this array? Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so hopefully you will have done 3 groups of 2. Okay, so you will have circled your arrays like this. So you've got 3 groups of 2. Okay, now we can also create a different number sentence from this one. Okay, so if I change the colour of my pen, we could also count our columns first. So we could say we've got 2 groups of 3, okay? so we could circle the columns as well. So our multiplication would be 2 multiplied by 3, okay? And the answer for each of these would be the same. 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 2 is also 6. Okay? So your array can show you two different number sentences. So you could count your rows, which is what we did first. We counted 1, 2, 3, so we had 3 groups of 2. Or you can count your columns. So I've got 2 groups of 1, 2, 3 in each group. Okay? Now I would like you to try this one yourselves. Can you find two number sentences? So this is the same array. I've just done it in two different colours, so we can do one number sentence on this one and the second one on this one. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows and 4 columns, sorry, and 1, 2 rows. Okay, so ignore this one for now. In fact, we'll do this and we can't be tempted to look at it. Can you find two number sentences for this array? Pause the video now and have a go. Okay then, let's have a look. So, first number sentence, we could count our rows. So we've got 1 row, 2 rows. Okay, and I'm going to circle everything that's in that row and everything that's in that row. So my first number sentence could be 2 groups of, and how many's in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 groups of 4, which is 8. Or I could do my second number sentence and I could count my columns this time. So I'm going to go down instead of across, my columns. So if I circle my columns, hopefully yours is neater than mine. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, and in each column I have got 2. So my number sentence would be 4 multiplied by 2, which is also 8. Well done if you got both of those number sentences. If not, don't worry. We're going to carry on with this today anyway. Okay, so I would like you to complete this now. So it says complete the number sentences to describe the arrays. So we've got 2 times 3 and something. So they have first of all looked at their rows here. Okay, so they have identified their rows. So you now need to identify your columns. Okay, for this one, you need to do both of them. So like we've done here, you need to identify your array for your rows and for your columns. Okay? Pause the video now and have a go at that one. Okay then, let's have a look. So, in the first one, you would do 3 multiplied by 2 because you have now got 3 columns with 2 in each column. Okay? And for this one here, you would either do 1 multiplied by 10, you've got 1 row with 10 in it, or you could do 10 multiplied by 1 because you have got 10 columns with 1 in each column. Okay, as you can see. Yeah, well done if you got that one correct. Have a look at this one. So this time you've got to draw an array to show 4 times 5 and 5 times 4. 3 lots of 10 and 10 lots of 3. Okay, so let's have a look. So draw an arrow to show 4 groups of 5. Okay, so 4 groups with 5 in each group. And then draw an array to show 3 lots of 10, so 3 groups with 10 in each group. Okay, so just like we've done here, draw it with your counters. We will need this time 4 groups first of all with 5 in. So if we do 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, you need 5 in each row, and then 3 groups of 10, so you do 3 rows with 10 in each row. Okay, pause the video now and have a go. Okay, let's have a look then, shall we? So your first one would look like this, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each row. Your second one would look like this, because you've got 1, 2, 3 rows with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in each row. Okay, well done if you got that one correct. Well done today, Year 6. You've worked really hard. I'll speak to you again soon.